Hello, site goers. Welcome back. Yeah. This week's episode is called The Walls Are Whispering Again. This is another one of an anthology series, where each episode is a standalone story with a new set of characters. There are no overarching plot lines. If you didn't catch our previous episodes, go check them out. You can watch them whenever you want without having seen the others first. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's get into it. Harper was the kind of girl who always seemed to have all the answers. It's probably why nobody was surprised when she got the lead in the school play. Our town, she'd blossomed from an awkward freshman to a poised and pretty senior, and Harper loved being the center of attention. Now, most people wouldn't associate Harper with hard work, but she put in the hours to make sure her character came across just right. She thought about what direction her performance would take, practiced her lines until they were second nature, and even took voice lessons to make sure she could belt out those big numbers. Sure, she had talent, but she also had drive. And by the time the play rolled around, Harper was ready. Our town opens with a graveyard scene. A little boy named George is waiting for his sister to come play. He complains that she takes too long to get ready, then looks up at the stars. As he lies down to wait for her, the stage lights come up, blinding him momentarily. When his vision clears, he sees a woman standing over him. She tells him it's not nice to talk about your family like that, and warns him that if he does it again, she'll tell his mother. Startled, George runs off. The woman looks out at the audience and asks them if any of them remember the last time they were scolded by their mother. We see Harper in the wings, and she steps forward onto the stage to begin her monologue. Harper's character, Emily, is the girl George has been waiting for. She tells the audience that she couldn't wait to go to the picnic with her friend Simon and how much fun she's going to have. Then she notices George and beckons him over. Out together, they discuss their plans for the day and how excited they are for the future. At the end of the scene, Emily tells George to go play and promises to be ready in just a minute. Once he's gone, she turns to the audience and reminds them to appreciate every moment because you never know when it might be your last. Just as she begins to dreamily exit the stage, the woman from earlier appears and tells her it's not nice to ignore your brother like that. Emily argues that she wasn't ignoring him. She was getting ready. The woman insists that she needs to spend more time with her family. Frustrated, Emily wishes she could fast forward through the boring parts of her life and just get to the exciting stuff. The woman says that if she had that power, she would have used it long ago. Before Emily can respond, the woman vanishes. Confused, Emily shrugs and exits. Act 2 opens with Harper getting ready for school. She puts on her makeup in front of the mirror, humming to herself. As she does, we see flashbacks of Harper during the school year. We see her arguing with her mom, walking down the halls with her friends, auditioning for the play and hanging out with her boyfriend, Sam. In each scene, there's a nagging presence at the edge of frame. A shadowy figure that seems to appear out of nowhere. It's always watching her, but when she turns to face it, it disappears. Back in the present, Harper hears a knock at her door and calls out for whoever's there to come in. It's Sam. He asks Harper what she's doing up so early. She tells him she can't sleep and mentions that she keeps seeing this weird, creepy woman in her dreams. Sam reassures her that everything will be okay, gives her a kiss before leaving for school. Once he's gone, Harper throws herself back onto the bed and closes her eyes. She continues to have visions of the woman from her dreams. When she opens her eyes, she finds herself in the same graveyard from the play. Sitting on a nearby tombstone is the woman who greets her and tells her she's glad Harper finally woke up. Confused, Harper asks what she's talking about. The woman says they need to finish their scene and walks toward the stage. Harper follows her. Once they're on the stage, the woman tells Harper that she forgot to mention that this is actually the graveyard where she's buried. Harper realizes that the woman is supposed to be dead. The woman tells her that when someone dies, their souls stay behind and walk the earth until they find peace. She explains that she died waiting for her sister to come play with her, just like George. Harper still doesn't understand, so the woman shows her a newspaper clipping about a girl who died after being struck by lightning at a picnic. Harper looks horrified. She recognizes the date of the picnic as the same day as the play. She asks the woman if she's trying to tell her that she's going to die. The woman smiles and says that could be one explanation. Harper tries to process what she's hearing, but before she can respond, the stage lights come up and she wakes up in her room. She sits up in bed and realizes that it must have just been a dream. but then she hears the sound of footsteps outside her door. She gets up to investigate. Back in the graveyard, Harper and the woman are standing next to each other. Harper, still confused, asks the woman, who's wearing a Victorian nightgown, why she's dressed like that. The woman tells her that she was born in the wrong time period and that she's stuck. She asks Harper to help her break the curse by performing the final scene of the play with her. Harper reluctantly agrees, but warns the woman not to get her hopes up. They take their places on the stage, and the scene begins. George comes running onto the stage and asks where his sister is. The woman tells him that she's gone to heaven now. George looks devastated and asks if she means that he'll never get to see her again. She nods sadly and tells him that he can still see her in his heart. George thanks her for telling him this and says that he'll keep her in his heart forever. With that, he exits the stage. The woman tells Harper that this was only part of the play, but she wants to do it again. She feels that George has let go of her, but she still has a lot of anger left in her heart. Harper tries to convince the woman that she doesn't need to stay angry, but she refuses. She tells Harper that she understands what it's like to feel helpless. After all, that's how she died. She knows firsthand what it's like to be trapped and unable to control your situation. Harper, feeling bad for her, agrees to let her perform the scene again. After the scene, the woman tells Harper that she's free now, that she's shared her story, and thanks her for helping her move on. As the woman fades away, Harper hears a voice calling her name. She turns around and sees Emily waving to her from the wings. Emily tells Harper that it's time to start the play and asks her if she's ready. Harper hesitates for a moment, then takes a deep breath and steps onto the stage. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please let us know in the comments which classic tale should we adapt next. Remember to subscribe and leave us a like before you go. We'll see you next time.